When did you take your exam, Arya?
I took in 6th of Jan because मुझे urgently apply करना था in round 3 ISB,
Okay.
which is why I took it. And I honestly speaking, I didn't even review it like in depth, question level पे review नहीं कर पाया था मैं तब. But I know like काफी like mistakes हुई थी, specifically in data and insights वाले section में काफी mistakes हुई थी.
So 40-point jump is not that big a deal, especially when you know you didn't have the time to go deep into DI, which is obviously something that's as important as quant and verbal these days, right? So definitely room for improvement to hai, Arya. It's just about figuring out what you should be allocating your time to, which is more important. How long after the classes got over did you take your exam, Arya?
Class I joined in July batch. मैं तब between job changes था थोड़ा सा, तो मैं फंस गया था. Then I started preparing again. I'll tell you, 1st of December.
In 1 month, if you're able to pull up to a 655, there is clearly a lot of room for improvement there. Anything in particular that
And I did 1 month preparation during like basically I attended the whole class cohort June. हाँ, weekday batch.
So just मतलब 5-6 weeks of classes there, and then there was like a 4-5 month break. So I'm sure that the rhythm would have completely broken. Starting in December and getting it up to a 655 in a month's time is awesome.
Do you think the mock number 2 is very easy? Like क्या मतलब like सबके same levels रहते हैं, कैसा रहता है?
नहीं देखो, this is a completely new thing, right? The focus edition and the mocks that they've released are also fairly new. In the regular edition, what had happened, the classic version, was that the first 2 mocks were released like back in 2010 or 2011, right? They were very old, and I don't know if they actually updated the algorithm or not, because the scoring was just completely off. You used to be able to get a perfect score even after making like 4-5 mistakes on those first 2 exams that were there for the classic version.
I gave mock 1 on 17th of December. That was 635. Then I gave on 4th of Jan, just before my exams. That was 735. And what I scored was 655. Like, ये सब कुछ focus edition है.
The reliability of the mock, it's about the state of mind that you're in. Because when you're taking a mock, obviously the stakes are not that high, right? You're taking it in the comfort of your home, and usually it doesn't really mean anything. So that's why I suggest that, that one-off high score is not indicative. A one-off score aa jata hai, but that doesn't give you the indication that you're prepared for the exam. So uske liye, I usually suggest that people should have at least 4 or 5 mocks under their belt. यहाँ पे they have that constant reinforcement कि भाई मेरा average ही अगर 705 है, then you know that okay, on the day of the exam, even if something doesn't go according to the plan, I'll end up scoring 10 points lower or 20 points lower, but it won't be like this kind of a drop.
I was thinking कि मैं April end में दे दूँ once again GMAT, and reason is basically, so I was initially planning for ISB. I got the admit, but I didn't go through it. And right now I'm finalized in a pharmaceutical firm, and यहाँ से काफी लोग in general abroad apply करते हैं. I didn't think that was the goal earlier, क्योंकि like I didn't think that job is achievable. But now that I'm here, I'll be applying to M7s, which is why I'm aiming for also a higher score.
Just to make sure that you are able to plan it in the right way, Arya, कि देखो like अभी there has already been about 3.5 months का gap between when you took the exam and now, right?
Right.
So you realize that you might not be at the 635-55 level that you were at when you start preparing. If you really want to aim for M7, then you do realize that a lot of it rides on your GMAT score.
Right.
अब M7 schools की जो deadlines होती हैं, they are usually in the month of September.
Right.
Okay, and you have ample time in between to work on your applications. I would suggest that if you're working right now in a job that is demanding, and you know that a high score for you is not merely a preference but a necessity,
right,
you need to make sure that you're able to give it the kind of time it takes for you to reach that higher ranks of 99th percentile or 100th percentile. Because if 1 month you're able to pull it up to a 655, if you give yourself, let's say 2 months where it takes you 1 month to get back to 655, and another month to push it from 655 to let's say a 695 or 705, give yourself at least a couple of months, because deadlines I know are helpful for you to keep yourself productive.
Like most probably वही थोड़े से wrong deadline set करे थे. Even I felt कि probably इतना बड़ा जल्दी ramp up करना would be tough.
रखना है target रख लो, but the point is कि we need to be flexible with the timeline, right? We can't like it has to be a soft deadline.